Good Monday to you. We're about ready to wrap up January 2022. It's the last day of the month. I am Dan Kuntz. It's a beautiful morning. We actually can see around with our PTZ cameras. That hadn't been the case for a couple of weeks anyway. Sunshine back today with a vengeance. Although it's going to be a little windy at times and some significant snow in the mountain passes. In fact, they have a winter storm warning that's in effect right now for the Cascades. Not pretty if you're heading up to the mountains today. Details are coming up, but all in all, pretty nice looking weather forecast to say goodbye to January and welcome February at this time tomorrow. News, yep, we'll check that box. Sports, we got a bunch of sports to get to. Pretty long weekend for the Wenatchee Wild. They got swept by the Penticton V's. But man, did we have a great doubleheader of basketball here Friday night between the Davis Pirates and the Wenatchee Panthers. Highlights of the girls and the boys coming up with sports. Everything else that we usually do to get your day going here. And the month of February is Heart Health Month. And my guest is Dr. Lauren Weber from Confluence Health. Confluence Health drops by once a month, pays us a little visit to find out what the latest world is in medicine. And Dr. Weber is a cardiologist at Confluence Health, and we'll talk about the old ticker when we get to that in the back half of the hour. Fairly clear skies, very nice, 28 degrees outside of our studios, and we can see stuff. Let's take a look at what we have here. I think some of our views this morning could be downright spectacular. Sun's starting to get the job done. As you know by now, we're gaining about 2.5 minutes of daylight a day. Sunrise is now before 7:30, 7:28 this morning. Not too far off. Sunset tonight, 5:01 after 5 o'clock, 9 hours and 33 minutes of daylight. That's a beautiful thing. Yesterday's high, we only got to 27, and the overnight low was 22, but we're done with the clouds and the gunk for a little while anyway. Good morning to the valley from our Wenatchee Heights camera number 2. We did have just a lightest dusting of snow, not really affecting your morning commute. The Wenatchee Public Works laid down the brine yesterday, so it didn't stick to the roadway. I think you're pretty much good to go. That's the monitor camera looking back over the Wenatchee Valley, so we get a nice view of Sleepy Hollow with a Horse Lake Preserve, or Reserve, or whatever heck it's called, and the sun coming up in the far left-hand corner of your screen. And that's an idea of the wind. It's a little breezy out there, and we're going to have some breezy conditions today as the system comes through. Camera number 3. Ooh, number 1 canyon? I think so, and that's that big thing that we haven't seen for a while. What do you call it there? Oh, the sun, that's it. Starting to creep up over the East Wenatchee bench, so we're looking almost directly due east there, and camera 4. Ooh, Manson Water Tower? Hey, I went 4 for 4. That doesn't happen very often. Good morning to our friends in Manson as we look out over the lake. Beautiful, calm, still. Lake Chelan's a beautiful place to visit this time of the year. You don't have to deal with a whole bunch of crowds, and it's still a nice place to go. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. All right, good morning to Lake Chelan. Thanks for starting your day with us. A couple of slides to show for you. We talked about the wind. It is going to be a little windy today. These are wind gusts, as you can see, for the Wenatchee Valley. Not too bad, 10 to 15 miles an hour. The brunt of this wind is going to be down in the southeast quadrant of the state. Lewiston, Clarkston, Pullman, Walla Walla. You're going to see more wind than we're going to have here, with some pockets of wind to the north of us, as you can see. Most of the winds will be tapering off just about noon today, but it is going to be a little breezy today, and that's going to make it feel colder than it actually is. It's 28 outside of our studios. Now, the mountains, we're going to get to the patch report in just a second. Not good. It's been snowing really hard. It started snowing yesterday afternoon. It has not stopped snowing yet. It's going to snow some more today. In fact, last I checked, they're expecting anywhere from an additional 6 to 10 inches of snow in the Cascades over the course of the day before it finally drops down to about nothing tonight. But it is not going to be pleasant driving conditions in the mountain passes today. From the National Weather Service, here we go. Look at that. Sunshine. It's been a long time. Again, a little breezy this morning. The wind will be done by about the noon hour or so. We'll get up to 38. Haven't seen that in a long time either. 22 for the overnight low. We're going to be pretty chilly on Tuesday. Our normal afternoon high, by the way, is 37, so we're still going to be a little on the cool side for this time of the year. 14 for the overnight low tomorrow night. Again, no clouds, and that means, well, nothing's going to hold the heat in the overnight hours. So we're going to see overnight lows in the teens, both Tuesday and Wednesday. A couple of passing clouds, again, with that overnight low very chilly. We're not going to get very warm at all on Wednesday. Back up to near freezing with some patchy fog on Thursday. Friday, cloudy, maybe a raindrop or two. Saturday and Sunday, we warm back up again for the first weekend in February. But for the most part, sun's going to have the upper hand for most of this week, and we are all for that. To the mountain passes we go, brought to you by D.A. Davidson, the strength of a trusted partner and personalized solutions to meet your financial needs. Member SIPC, look at that. That does not look fun, does it? That is Stevens. Traction tires are advised. You'd think they'd have a requirement since I can't even see the asphalt. It is snowing very hard. It's blowing as well with compact snow and ice on the roadway on US 2. Again, traction tires are advised. Blewett Pass has a traction tire advisory. Little more pavement there on Blewett Pass. It is not snowing right now on Blewett. It just tapered off about 45 minutes ago, but still there's enough road, enough snow on the road. They have a traction tire advisory on US 97 Blewett. Chains are required on Snoqualmie Pass. Compact snow and ice on the roadway. It's snowing hard. It's blowing hard. Chains are required on all vehicles except all-wheel drive. Traction tire advisories on Stevens, advisories on Blewett. Chain requirement on I-90. They have a winter storm warning that's going on as we speak. It's set to expire at 4 o'clock this afternoon. They're still going to get 6 to 10 inches of snow in the Cascades throughout the course of the day today. It's been snowing pretty good for about the last 12 hours or so. More snow tonight. Not too much, a couple of inches anyway. Whatever's left of this storm is going to expand on its energy. It'll be gone Johnson by Tuesday, but still a couple of inches of snow tomorrow. And then that's it. So this is the big snow event this week up in the mountain passes of what's going on right now. Snow will be all gone. Well, not gone from the ground, but it won't be falling out of the sky by Tuesday afternoon. And then they're in for some pretty quiet weather up in the Cascades. Once again, to recap, chains are required on I-90, and it is a traction tire advisory on Blewett and on US 2 Stevens. 7 minutes after the hour, a break, and then your headlines on this Monday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, I'm Katie Jocelyn, and I'm a pediatrician at CVCH. I would like to address some of the hesitancy that many parents may be feeling about the COVID-19 vaccine for their young child. My husband and I both work in the medical field, and we have reviewed the research, and we determined that this vaccine is far safer for our child than getting a COVID-19 infection. I encourage you to talk to your provider and find out if the COVID-19 vaccine is the right choice for your child.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
28 degrees, fairly clear skies, a little breezy, and we're going to have a little wind to deal with this morning. But the sun's going to have the upper hand. We'll be up into the maybe upper 30s for the afternoon high today before we cool down considerably, but we'll still have sunshine for most of this week. It's 9 minutes after the hour. Let's start with this. That Chelan County burglary suspect who avoided authorities for about a week, well, he's in jail now. He was arrested in Montana on Friday. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office said Friday morning that 30-year-old Jesse Spitzer of Sultan taken into custody in Haugen, Montana. Now, Spitzer is suspected in a series of crimes stretching from Snohomish County to Chelan County to Post Falls and finally to Montana. The Mineral County Sheriff's Department set out a warning after Spitzer was suspected of stealing a car just before 9 o'clock Wednesday outside the Montana bar in Saltese, which is just across the Idaho border, about 6 miles from Haugen. The previous day, he was confronted by police in Post Falls after an armed burglary, but he was able to escape on foot. On Sunday, the 23rd, he is suspected of burglarizing a Cashmere home and stealing a couple of handguns and a mountain bike. That night, he fled, a Chelan County Sheriff's deputy, after another burglary, this one in Chelan, or attempted burglary, I should say. The Sheriff's Office searched for Spitzer along the Columbia River after his stolen pickup ran out of gas on Highway 97A just outside of Wenatchee. But Spitzer had allegedly stolen a pickup from Treetop in Wenatchee He used that to allegedly drive to Post Falls. Prior to the Chelan County burglaries, he was already being sought by Snohomish County authorities after he was in an accident while he was driving a stolen vehicle. A Wenatchee man who is in prison for jealously attacking another man with a baseball bat has to pay the victim more than $13,000. Back in 2019, 37-year-old Jess Jerome Cunning waited outside the home of a Wenatchee woman in the dead of night and attacked the male victim with a baseball bat when he left the house. He also smashed all 4 tires on the victim's car, and he damaged the paint and the bumper. Now, Cunning pled guilty last year to first-degree attempted assault. On Wednesday, a Chelan County judge ordered him to pay almost $13,500 for the damage to the vehicle. Cunning is currently being held at the Airway Heights Correction Center. COVID-19 testing kits are going to be distributed to several rural libraries in our area. The Chelan Douglas Health District said the kits will be available at library branches this Wednesday in Cashmere, Chelan, Manson, Leavenworth, Shaston, Entiat, and Bridgeport. Now, the Health District said the kits cannot be reserved. They'll be handed out on a first-come, first-served basis. NCW Libraries requires that all people entering its branches wear masks. Most of the NCW library branches are open on Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., but check your local library for hours. Douglas County, of course, does not have a jail of its own. They contract with Okanagan County to hold criminal suspects at the Okanagan County Jail, and it costs Douglas County about $61 per inmate per day. But Douglas County commissioners say with a shortage of corrections officers at the Okanagan Jail, they're not allowed to book everybody they'd like to book. Okanagan County Commissioner Andy Hover and Sheriff Tony Hawley discussed the matter with the Douglas County Board on Tuesday. They said changes to the contract could end up costing Douglas County about $10 more per day per inmate.
We both sat down several years ago, developed this contract, and it was more or less based on our actual use. We're not being able to realize that because of your lack of capacity. So I think to get right to the meat and potatoes, is our proposal is to pay for what we actually use, while you guys are restructuring your workforce there to accommodate, the larger need.
Your count today is 29 in our jail. So just to make sure that we put it in perspective for anybody listening, your current contract guarantees you 40 beds. Currently today you have 29 in custody here. And that has been roughly the number for the last 2 years, I believe, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I did a calculation on that, Commissioner, and you're accurate. The last 2 years, we've been down about 25% overall.
Corrections officers in general are difficult to find. Qualified individuals who want to be a corrections officer are just difficult to find, I think, nationwide. One of the problems that we foresee is that when it comes to the academy, to actually sending folks to get trained to be corrections officers, there's so few of those in coming up this year that even if we do get somebody, I think in July, is that true? So we have an April and we have a July. And so you can see that, trying to get people into these classes, you have these different timelines where after July, we don't even know if we can, if we're going to be able to get anybody in the fiscal year 2022.
That's what's making news on this Monday at 14 minutes after the hour. The news comes your way tonight. The NCW Life Channel Evening News with Grant Olson and Eric Granstrom at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. And with some of the stories we're working on, here's Grant Olson.
Good Monday morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, sunshine as we kick off our work week and warmer temperatures too. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has results of the weekend's high school basketball and wrestling action, as well as the weekend's college and pro sports. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. And if you want to drop us a note or if you have a news tip, you can email us news at ncwlife.com. You can go to our homepage, ncwlife.com, and click on the Contact Us icon, or you can go to our Facebook page and drop us a note using the Messenger app. After a quick break, buckle your seatbelt. An adult portion of sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Find ageless beauty at Chelan Valley Skincare. Cindy offers the most up-to-date treatments for personalized skincare. If sagging skin or acne scars are some skin challenges for you, Chelan Valley Skincare offers non-invasive, non-surgical skincare. With up-to-date technology for shorter treatment plans, you'll benefit from Cindy's expertise to help you accomplish your skincare goals. Please stop by their website for details on all their services. Call Cindy today for your free consultation.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
16 minutes after the hour, we're good to go. Super Bowl LVI is set for Sunday the 13th in beautiful Los Angeles, California. First of all, Cincinnati erased an 18-point second-half deficit, forced overtime, then they beat Kansas City 27-24 on Evan McPherson's 31-yard field goal. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs' offense held to just 3 second-half points, intercepted on the third play in overtime, and that set up the game-winning drive by the Bengals. Joe Burrow throwing for 250 yards and a couple of touchdowns in the win. Mahomes finished with 3 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions on the day. The Bengals will meet the Rams in the Super Bowl. LA hung on to beat San Francisco 20-17. Matt Gay's 30-yard field goal with $1:46 to go proved to be the game winner. Jimmy Garoppolo was intercepted on the 49ers' final drive to salt the game away. By the way, Cooper Kupp of Yakima was spectacular. He caught 11 passes for 142 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Super Bowl LVI, sometimes called 56, it's up to you. Sunday, February 13th, SoFi Stadium, 3:30 kickoff. Seattle Kraken had an interesting weekend in New York. Their game against the Islanders in Belmont was wiped out by COVID, so they had to play the Rangers on Sunday, and they lost at the very end, 3-2. Seattle fell behind 2-0 in the second period, and they started a comeback with help from Jared McCann.
Out come the Kraken. Marcus Johansson with a puck. Now McCann to Eberle. To McCann. Save! Oh no, it went through Shesterkin. I thought he had it. It went through Shesterkin, and a goal for Jared McCann puts Seattle on the board. Miller, oh, look at him use the reach. Breakaway. Keandre Miller. He's stopped by Grubauer. Outside Giordano. Looking in front of him is Goodrow. Then shot by Gord. He scores. Yanni Gord with 4 seconds to go in the power play. 1:08 to go in the third period has tied it for Seattle. 4 wins in 6 games. Face-off win by Zibanejad. Shot by Miller. He scores. Keandre Miller with 33.7 seconds to go. Johansson's pass tipped. Goodrow gets it out of the zone. Final seconds ticking off, and the Rangers win it.
Next up for the Kraken, Boston. They'll be taking on the Bruins in Boston tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. You can watch that on Root Sports. Long weekend for the Wenatchee Wild. The Penticton Vees completing a 3-game sweep of Wenatchee over the weekend. Wenatchee lost 5-2 on Thursday. Then Wenatchee was hoping for a better Friday against the Vees. Got off to a good start with Cade Stibbe scoring the game's first goal, but it was all Penticton from there. Highlights courtesy of Hockey TV with our good friend Sean Ziers.
Now here's Somoza down the right wing. Puts it in on net. Tries to get a shot off. Now here's a backhanded shot. Then he scores! Wenatchee gets on the board first. Cade Stibbe was able to pick up a errant pass. Now it's Oberle losing the puck. Cross-ice pass, right-handed shot, score. Penticton still controlling the puck. Here's Hopkins, puts a shot in on net, and he scores. Now at the right point, here's Jurcevic. Jurcevic with a shot, and he scores. Frank Jurcevic and Arnott leaves it. Now in overshoots and scores. Penticton with its 4th goal.
Dude's playing the right point. Now a shot in on net. Tyler Shea makes a save and a rebound, and he scores. It's 5-1. Lane made the initial save. Now at the left face-off circle. Point shot, score! Tip in. Wenatchee, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning power play goal. Landon Parker.
Penticton would score one more goal. Again, the final was 6-2. By the way, the V's outshot Wenatchee 42-33 on the night. Saturday, Guns and Hoses night. Good crowd at the Town Toyota Center, but after a scoreless first period, the visitors quickly staked themselves to a 3-goal lead in the second before David Hadduck got Wenatchee on the board. Once again, highlights courtesy of Hockey TV.
You got a couple players. You got Stibbe in there. Now it's Sislowski back to the left point. Here's a shot and a save and a rebound. He scores! Quinn Emerson picks up a rebound. Now Wenatchee has it. Oh, puck still in the way. In a breakaway. Shot! Score! Garrett Sislowski. Short-handed breakaway goal. And there is life in Wenatchee. Backhand, forehand, glove side. Beating Caden Lane. There's a shot. That goes wide of the net. 5 seconds left. Out of the Marson Wild penalty box is Quinn Emerson. But that's the horn. And Penticton has come into Wenatchee and has swept the Wild. Tonight's plumb perfect final score, Penticton 4 and Wenatchee 2.
Next up for the Wild, a makeup game against Cranbrook. The Bucks will be in town Wednesday night at the Town Toyota Center. To the Les Schwab scoreboard we go. Prep basketball on Friday. The Wenatchee Panthers fought big time against 7th-ranked Davis. What an exciting game. They ended up going to overtime, but the Davis Pirates got the better of the Panthers. Grant Olson and Eric Grindstrom had the call right here.
Shovel pass, Burleson on the near side wing. Nice head fake to the basket. Puts it up over Bennett Joe. Good! Back down Bennett Joe. Doesn't take the shot against the double team. Garza, that's Hernandez for 3. It's good. Gets a screen. He's going to put up the long bomb. No good. Nice block out by Lloydhammer into the hands of Burleson. Lloydhammer to bring it in for the Panthers. Looking for help. Good defense. Burleson has it, and it's stolen away by Lee. All the way down court. Takes the shot. No good. No foul called. And it goes off Davis. It'll be Wenatchee's ball with 12 seconds left. Panthers have it. Can they get a bucket and pull off the upset here at home tonight? Here's Rivers Cook with it, a little dribble, now to Lloydhammer. Panthers better hurry. To Burleson, 4 seconds, 3. I don't know if he's even going to get a shot off. Burleson throws it up at the buzzer, no good. And we are going to overtime. On the far wing, dribbles top of the key, trying to get inside the lane. Puts up a tough shot, gets it to go. How about Burleson tonight? 2:40 left in overtime. 54-53. Davis up by 1 with the basketball. Hernandez left open to 3. Good. 2-point Davis lead. Back the other way. Galindo. Circus layup. It's good. And he draws the foul. All the way down court of Mezqua at the free throw line. He won't take the shot. Torres will, though, from the right elbow. Gets the roll. It's good. They're going to drain this shot clock now down to 10 seconds. 1:11 on the game clock. Hernandez faked the pass. The drive. Good. And he's fouled. Panthers aren't going to foul now. 5 seconds. 4, 3. And Davis is going to win this by the skin of their teeth here at Wenatchee High School.
Very exciting night, Friday night. Other boys' scores from Friday from Les Schwab. Prosser over Ephrata, Quincy edged Omak, Chelan clobbered Cascade, Okanagan over Liberty Bell, Brewster beat Orville, and Riverside Christian took care of Antioch. Girls play on Friday. Wenatchee got off to a good start against Davis, but the Pirates' Nevaeh Patterson came off the bench, left no doubt who the better team was. Davis beats Wenatchee 63-42. Eric and Grant again with the call.
Now the Panthers will slow it up here, go left side. Here's a three-pointer from way downtown. Good! Madison Sterling. Got to get it across the timeline. They finally do. Gets it up to Sterling. Sterling and a feed. Ogle underneath, missed the shot. Got her a rebound. Back. There's your first offensive board, Grant. Bodies so they could get it forward. They got the numbers. Now bounce pass across. Ogle is there. Shot good. Now inbounds pass baseline left side by Galindo. And she'll lob it in for Patterson. Three, good. Look out. Now she's one that can heat up from the outside. Panthers need to get another.
You got to get it to the middle of the court, Eric. That's how you break a press.
And
you can't
Patterson
keep dribbling it up
steals
the
the ball
side.
away, and she'll be pestered by Blauman, but will lay it up with the left hand good. 4-point lead here. 13 seconds left. Ball stolen away by Patterson again. She'll take it to the rack, lay it in, get the foul, and one. So Patterson will run the offense here. She'll collect it back between the circles as Schoengarth comes out on her. Could have been called for a travel there. Now the drive, the shot, rims, falls.
Other girls' scores from Friday, again, from our friends at Les Schwab. Ike stopped Moses Lake, Omak over Quincy, Chelan chewing up Cascade. Prosser eased past Ephrata, Okanagan over Liberty Bell, Brewster beat up Orville in a big way. Girls' scores on Saturday. Moses Lake beat Eastmont 63-39, Cashmere down to Omak. Boys play Saturday. Bridgeport over Riverside Christian, Brewster got past Liberty Bell, Omak got past Cashmere. The Eastmont Wildcats will send its girls bowling team to state. They took second at the district meet on Friday. Eisenhower edged Eastmont by just 68 points to win the team title at Nob Hill Lanes in Yakima, the gateway to Moxie. Wenatchee finished third. Local ladies who finished in the top five will head to state, including Wenatchee's Charlene Campbell and Alani Russell, as well as Moses Lake's Sarah Carpenter. The state tournament this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at University Place. Men's college basketball scoreboard. Washington beat Utah in overtime on Saturday. Montana edged Eastern Washington, second-ranked Gonzaga. No problems against Portland. And on Sunday, Washington State took care of Colorado in Pullman. Women's scores on the Les Schwab Women's College Basketball Scoreboard. On Friday, Washington State beat Washington in overtime. Gonzaga beat San Diego on Saturday. And then on Sunday, Wazoo downed UW in Seattle, while fifth-ranked Louisville defended its home floor with a 77-65 win over 21st-ranked Duke. Haley Van Lith had a great ball game. She scored 17 to lead the Cardinals.
Without fouling. Haley Van Lith crushed it.
It was Mikasa Robinson.
Of course. Van Lith. Woo!
See, everything for Louisville has been around the perimeter.
Haley Van Lith likes it. Van Lith. Bank point on it, but Louisville still undefeated at home, and they pick up a fifth-ranked win this season.
And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this last day of January 2022. The obscure holiday of the day today is National Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day, always celebrated on the last Monday in January, which happens to be today. Two engineers, Mark Chavanis and Al Fielding, invented bubble wrap in 1957. They were going to sell it as wallpaper. Nobody bought it, so they decided to sell it as insulation for greenhouses. Nobody bought it. In 1960, they formed their own corporation, the Sealed Air Corporation, to sell bubble wrap as protection when you ship products. And their first big client, IBM. Their really big, massive computers, the IBM 1401, needed protection because they were very expensive, very heavy, and very hard to ship. And so they started buying bubble wrap left and right from Mark and Al, and before you knew it, they were in business. They made quite a bit of money. And in fact, in 2015, they came out with what's called iBubble Wrap, and you know what that is now. That's the uninflated bubble wrap. It saves a lot of money in shipping. You blow up as much as you need to protect the item that needs to be shipped. Unfortunately, you can't pop it. Happy Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day today. You just have to pop it. You just have to. I don't know why. You just do. It's the bottom of the hour. Today in history, 21,000 American soldiers were given various sentences for desertion just during World War II. Think about that, 21,000 soldiers charged with desertion. 49 were sentenced to death. 48 of them were not executed. Private Eddie Slovic was. He was executed, shot to death for desertion. The first such execution for deserting the United States Army since the Civil War. It hasn't happened since. Eddie Slovic. They did it because they wanted to set an example. Eisenhower signed off on it. Private Eddie Slovic, executed on this date in 1945. We all remember Alaska Airlines Flight 261 on this date 22 years ago today. The McDonnell Douglas airplane, they had horizontal stable issues. Couldn't control the plane. Pilots did all that they could. All 88 on board were killed. 50 of those who died in this plane crash were from Western Washington, of course. 35 were connected with one way or another with Alaska Airlines. Still a tragedy, hard to think about. That happened on this date 22 years ago today. We're doing Super Bowls. Super Bowl XXII, Super Bowl 22 held on this date 34 years ago today, 1988. Washington defeats Denver to win Super Bowl 22 at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. Denver scored the first 10 points. Washington scored the final 42 points. It was a blowout. Herb Alpert performed the national anthem. He remains, to this day, the last person to play the national anthem and not sing it. Halftime entertainment of Super Bowl 22, Chubby Checker. Was the NFL out to lunch? Super Bowl 22, 34 years ago today. Super Bowl XXVII was held on this date at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. And, of course, the Cowboys just demolished the Bills 52-17. The Bills committed 9 turnovers. This is the last Super Bowl that was played in a stadium that was not an NFL stadium. It was supposed to be played at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, but the whole Martin Luther King Jr. thing, I think you remember that. The coin toss ceremony was conducted by O.J. Simpson. Bad harbinger for the Bills. And the halftime show, Michael Jackson, is still the most watched halftime show in Super Bowl history. It had higher ratings than the game itself. And finally, Super Bowl XXXIII, Super Bowl 33. The Broncos win their second consecutive Super Bowl. They beat the Falcons at Pro Players Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. The final was 34-19. The day before the Super Bowl, the Saturday before the Super Bowl, Falcons safety Eugene Robinson was presented with the Bart Starr Award for high moral character. That Saturday night, Eugene Robinson was arrested for solicitation of prostitution. Halftime show, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, Stevie Wonder, and Gloria Estefan. Super Bowl XXXIII, registered trademark of the National Football League, all rights reserved. Birthdays. Jack Roosevelt Robinson, born in rural Georgia on this date in 1919, 103 years ago today. Jackie Robinson died of diabetes. He was only 53. Alongside Babe Ruth, probably the most important athlete, Babe Ruth and Muhammad Ali. Babe Ruth, Muhammad Ali, Jackie Robinson. Hall of Fame, 1962. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, let's play 2. He was born on this date 91 years ago today. We lost Ernie a couple of years ago. He's in the Baseball Hall of Fame, class of 1977. Nolan Ryan is in the Baseball Hall of Fame. He's 75 years old today. He was inducted in 1999. 27 years in Major League Baseball. Longest career ever. 5,714 career strikeouts. Nobody's even close to that. 7 no-hitters, 12 one-hitters, 18 two-hitters, but he never threw a perfect game, and he never won a Cy Young Award. Go figure. And finally, Justin Timberlake, probably the most well-known all-around entertainer going right now. Justin Timberlake is 41 years old today. An opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and then my conversation with Dr. Lauren Weber from Confluence Health. Time to talk about your ticker. Coming up, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Hey folks, folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
With all the variety on SureStream TV from Localtel, there's always something to watch. But what if you hit the couch in the middle of all the shows? That's a perfect time to use the features Catch Up or Restart. Catch up on shows from up to 3 days ago, or restart your show from the beginning. Go to your guide and select the show to restart. Then play, pause, rewind on your schedule. Don't forget, SureStream TV from Localtel lets you decide when shows begin.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? By offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
At Wenatchee Powersports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Powersports.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion now. There's a new trend with some evangelical Christian pastors in which they say they will never be alone with a woman other than their wife for counseling, prayer, whatever. Well, while I commend these guys on their desire to prevent temptation, I also have to ask if their commitment to their marriage or their personal fidelity is so weak that even being alone with a woman would cause them to stumble. Maybe they ought to consider a different profession if that's the case. And what makes them think that they're so attractive that simply being alone with a woman, not their wife, will create an opportunity to misbehave? Maybe the woman involved has absolutely no thought of being romantic with them. Isn't it somewhat presumptuous to think otherwise? This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Oh my gosh. Nice shot. Look at that.
Nice fish. We're eating tonight, boys.
Work Sharp presents the Northwest Outdoorsman.
Watch for new episodes of the Northwest Outdoorsman on the NCW Life Channel, your local TV station.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. February is Go Red for Women month, and once a month our friends from Confluence Health comes by and pays us a visit. The statistics behind heart disease and women are startling and sobering. This interview you're about ready to watch with Dr. Lauren Weber is specifically for you women. Guys, you're going to get some information out of this too. But ladies, it's time to think about your ticker, because heart disease is still, after all these years, still the #1 killer. of adult women in this country. And joining me is a cardiologist from Confluence Health, Dr. Lauren Weber, who's joining me. And listen to the crowd, they love you. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining me. Before we get deep into the ticker, a little bit about Dr. Weber, a little bit about yourself, your background, where you came from, and how you ended up in little Wenatchee town.
Well, I grew up in Florida, so this is quite different from Florida. I did an undergrad at the University of Florida, and then I did medical school at the best medical school you've never heard of. That's the Uniformed Services University. That's the military's medical school in Bethesda, Maryland. I did all my training there at what now is the Walter Reed, which used to be in Silver Spring and is now in Bethesda. I spent a couple of years with the Marines, and then was recently active duty Navy until just this past September. And I know a couple of people in the group, and they offered me a job here, and we relocated, myself and my family, just last summer.
Somewhere along the line, when you were a kid, you said, "I think I want to be a doctor." How did this whole medical career fall into place for you?
You know, I love science. I love thinking about complex problems, and I really like people. And so if you like those two things, medicine is a great field to go into. Cardiology specifically, I mean, it's hard to argue that something's more important than the heart. We have very important disease processes, and then more importantly, we have excellent patients. So, and we can make a lot of really significant difference in people's lives. So that's why I went into cardiology.
You like living in the Wenatchee Valley despite this cold, gray weather we're going through right now?
We actually have, my family and I have really quite enjoyed the snow, so it's been good for us.
Why is it, after all these years, and we know about this, the statistics are out there, why is heart disease still the #1 killer among adult women? Why haven't we made inroads?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is the question as to, you know, why still is it the #1 killer of women. I think that is a two-part answer. One is I think we have a recognition problem, you know, so, you know, by and large, women I think are particularly good at putting themselves last. And, you know, they can blow off symptoms that they think are due to something else because they aren't aware yet that heart disease is the thing that claims most adult women's lives in this country. And then the other thing is that heart disease is significantly driven by risk factors and comorbidities, and you know we can talk about that a little bit more. But the other health problems that people deal with all compile to equate to heart disease and possible heart attack and stroke in the future.
And stress.
And absolutely stress.
Let's start with stress. We know stress elevates your blood pressure. It puts too much. It puts a lot of work on your ticker to keep things going. That's got to be a significant factor in heart disease among women, because women are mothers, and they as you mentioned.
Yes.
Already, is that a really big factor? Just stress, day-to-day stress that gets to you?
Stress, you know, I think because of stress, it leads into other things. So not being able to be physically active and take time for ourselves for exercise, not having enough time to get as much sleep as we need to. And then diet and nutrition. You know, if we are on the go, we're making sure our kids get fed and our significant others get fed and everybody else is taken care of, and a lot of times we're not eating those heart-healthy meals that we need to be consuming.
What is the percentage between women with heart disease or heart issues composed to, I gave it to myself because of these factors you just met, as opposed to I'm inheriting certain factors from a genetic backpoint? What's the percentage of I did it to myself as opposed to I got it from mom and dad and grandpa?
Yeah, it's a good question. You know, I don't know that we really know because there's so much overlap. In general, the younger you are and the less risk factors you have, so the less high blood pressure you have, the less, you know, more normal cholesterol you have, that tends to be more genetically mediated. By and large, that's not the majority of what I see. The majority of what I see are folks who are closer to middle age and they have one of those other risk factors. So high blood pressure, high cholesterol, either being overweight or obesity. Diabetes is another one.
Not exercising, and
then tobacco use, of course. I know everybody's very familiar with that one, but a significant risk factor for cardiovascular disease.
For a middle-aged woman out there, how does one know that maybe there's something not quite right with the heart? What are you looking for? What are the symptoms that you need to self-diagnose before you go, I think I got to go see Dr. Weber. I think I may have a problem.
Yeah, another really good question, because I think we have gotten this messaging a little wrong over the last couple of years. So women, by and large, when they come to see me, are well aware of the fact that women have atypical symptoms. And that is true. They have atypical symptoms, but they have it in addition to chest discomfort. So still, the most common complaint that we're going to see for a woman who's having a heart attack is going to be chest discomfort. They have it just as frequently as men. What they have that's a little bit different from men is they have more prodromal symptoms. What does that mean? So they have more symptoms that are different than chest discomfort leading into their heart attack. That might be nausea or fatigue, or shortness of breath is a big one that I see. And then while they're having chest discomfort, they have some of those symptoms. They may have profuse sweating or discomfort in their neck and in their arm. And I think all of that, unfortunately, has led to a lot of confusion, and rightfully so. So patients are thinking, well, I have chest discomfort, but this must not be a heart attack because women don't have chest discomfort. They have something else.
It's an angina attack. I'll be fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's true on both sides. I think that goes for healthcare workers as well, is that because there are more symptoms to parse through, a lot of times things get under-recognized. And it is an unfortunate fact that we know that women tend to get less medical care, less interventional procedures, less diagnostics, and they have a significant delay in diagnosis when it comes to heart attack.
The body is an amazingly self-healing machine in many, many respects. As you get older, it has the less amount of ability to fix itself. I know of people who finally had a heart attack that put them in a hospital, and their cardiologist said, this is your third. Mm-hmm. We know by looking at what we've seen here at your heart, you've actually had a couple others. This is the one that finally laid you up. You can't, my point being is, people just say, I'll be fine. You have the symptoms that you talk about, but a couple of days later you don't anymore.
Right.
Because your body is saying, okay, we got a problem here.
Right.
And so you can't just think you're okay, right?
Yeah, no, please don't blow it off. I think the person that I worry about most is the person I see in the emergency room or in the hospital, and they tell me they had severe chest discomfort a couple of nights before, and they decided to go to bed and sleep it off. In the morning they woke up. And now they're seeing us here in the hospital because they've had repeat symptoms. And I wonder, is really what happened the time we should have gotten you a couple of days ago when you were having that significant chest discomfort. So, if you have any worry at all or any concern, I would say don't put the responsibility on yourself to figure it out. Let us do that. That's what we've trained to do. And if you're having chest discomfort and it hasn't gone away, it's important to seek care quickly. So, don't be shy about calling 911 so that you can get to us as soon as possible.
Blood pressure. People don't take it as often as they should. They should probably take it on a regular basis, even if you don't have a history of hypertension or high blood pressure. You can buy a kit at any grocery store and do it whenever you want. It's automatic. You plug it in and you go.
Yes.
How important is that?
So I feel very, very strongly about high blood pressure, also called hypertension. It's probably the greatest modifiable risk factor that we have. And by modifiable, I mean we can treat it. And if we treat it ahead of time and get rid of the hypertension, make it so that your blood pressure is more normal, we can prevent a lot of heart disease, not just heart attacks, but also abnormal rhythms and heart failure. I completely agree with you. I think by and large, we don't pay attention to our blood pressure when we're young. And so because of that, we don't really know what normal numbers look like. We sort of go to the doctor when we're maybe in our 40s and our 50s, and it's a little bit elevated by that time. We're kind of like, we'll try some diet and exercise and we'll wait. And that waiting phenomenon, unfortunately, has really gotten the best of us, I think, in cardiology, where we're seeing people too late, and the high blood pressure has already had its effects.
Damage, and it can do a lot of damage. It can do a lot of damage to your internal organs, your kidneys, you name it. It can really be a wrecker. On a more positive note, let's change tactics just a little bit. We know for a fact from talking to cardiologists that the last 20 years they've made remarkable scientific advances in the world of treating the heart. We know a lot more about the ticker than we did even 10 years ago, don't we?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot of different treatments out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And effective treatments.
Effective and safe treatments. And I know it's very hard to hear that you have to be on a medication potentially for the rest of your life. But this is all about longevity. This is about living well and living as long as you can, getting good quality years. Our medications, all medications potentially have side effects, but by and large, they are safe to take. They're safe to take with other medications, and they're designed to be combined with a healthy lifestyle. So that's not just for blood pressure, but that's things like high cholesterol, diabetes. We want to be able to bring those things, sort of force them back into the normal range so that we're not damaging the organs, as you mentioned.
Just earlier in the week, the study came out that just walking 15 minutes a day helps you. It's not, you don't have to put a great deal of effort to help out your ticker. It's not, you don't, do you?
No, you don't. I think the American Heart Association has the goal for 30 minutes of moderate activity, and that's, running, jogging, biking 5 times a week, which is a tall order for most Americans, most working adults. And what I say is, start small. 5 minutes is better than no minutes, and 15 minutes is better than 5. So the idea is just get out there, start moving. If you're going to walk, which I think is a perfectly reasonable way to exercise, you just want to be walking at a fast enough pace where it's slightly difficult to have this easy conversation.
You're wearing red.
I am.
You're going to be wearing red for the next 30 days or so?
I don't know that I have that many pieces of red clothing.
There's a reason for it, though.
Yeah.
And there's again, I have this right here. Let me show this real quick to the camera. You sent me this, but more importantly, you sent me, what did I do with it? Here it is. GoRedForWomen.org. And this little pin here with a red dress, which looks remarkably like your red dress.
Yes.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, so February is, Go Red for heart disease. It's awareness for women and heart disease. And because of what we mentioned, it's still the #1 killer of women. Women have all of these risk factors that we already talked about. And then there are some other risk factors that I think there's growing recognition for that are very unique to women. And one of those is the ability to bear children and become pregnant. And we didn't really have a good appreciation for this until recently. So, if you're a woman who's had a child and your pregnancy was complicated by really anything, so high blood pressure, high blood sugars, that's gestational diabetes, if you had preterm delivery, or even miscarriage, those can all equate to increased risk for cardiovascular disease in the future. And so I want to get the word out there that if that pertains to you, I really want you working with your doctor and maybe potentially even a cardiologist at tackling those modifiable risk factors, because again, the name of the game is prevention. We want to get you before you have a heart attack, before you have heart failure.
There's the old adage, what doesn't kill you can only make you stronger. That's not the case with the heart.
Not the case.
When you have a heart episode, it does not make you stronger. So. Right. You don't get too many second chances with the ticker, do you?
No, not very many. I mean, it is possible, of course, to live well with heart disease, but if we can keep it from ever happening, even better.
When you, again, for the ladies out there, when you go see hopefully you're going to your annual physical with your primary care physician, is there a point where I can bypass my PCP and go right to a cardiologist if I really think I got a problem there? Hey, I think I got an issue, but my doctor can't fit me in for a physical for a couple of weeks. Can we jump? Can we accelerate that process and go right to see you or anybody else? Or?
It's hard to do. We usually ask you to see our internal medicine colleagues or your primary care provider, and for very good reason, right? So let's say you have a concern and you see your primary care provider and they share that concern. They say, actually, I'm also very concerned. That's the way to sort of bypass if it needs to happen, so that you don't get put in for a routine appointment in ICU in 3 to 4 months. So having that first trained professional take a look at you, order any tests that maybe need to be done, and do that risk assessment with you to sort of say like, you're right, I think this is pretty serious. Let's get you in next week, so that we don't lose time.
What's a good day for Dr. Weber? Give me a good day at the office. You're driving home to see the family and the hubby, and you're smiling and you're happy. Give me a good day.
Yeah, so I think a good day for me is any day that I get to see patients. We do a variety. We take care of a variety of heart conditions. I love them all, and so if I see patients with valve disease, heart failure, people who've had a heart attack, I love these primary prevention folks because I feel like we can really make a difference before any of that has happened. And then we also do a number of tests. And so being able to look at somebody's heart with maybe an ultrasound or a CAT scan is something that I particularly also really like to do. So those are good days for me.
And there's this: if you catch the if you sit down with Dr. Weber or your primary care physician and they say, lose weight, get your blood pressure down, exercise a little bit, you're going to feel better in a very remarkable amount of time.
Yeah.
And it takes the stress off the heart. This is
Absolutely. So, give it about 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, I think it's always a little bit disheartening when you come from the doctor and they said, hey, like, let's put the cards on the table here. It's time to get serious. We need you to lose weight, eat right, exercise more. But if you take the day to recover and then commit yourself to that plan, give it 4 to 6 weeks, and what you'll notice is that you do start to feel better. You'll have more energy. And then the other thing I like about exercise in particular is that it can serve a little bit like a built-in warning system for us. So when you know what it feels like to have a bad day, recover from a cold, you're also going to know when something has fundamentally changed. Oh man, I can't do that mile that I could do anymore, or I'm having chest discomfort or feeling short of breath when I'm walking my mile. Those are all red flag symptoms to go back to your doctor and say, maybe we should take another look.
disheartening. She has a sense of humor. I love it. Ladies, I guess the last message for you, doctor, and we'll cut you loose now as we're almost out of time. Pay attention to your earthly vessel. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
The one person who knows that something might not be copacetic, be it your heart or anything else, is you.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Listen to your body. If you are not sure, ask your doctor. That's why we're here. If you feel like you're having chest discomfort at any point and it's not going away, and when I say not going away, if it's pressure, squeezing, tightness, and it's lasting for more than 5 minutes, it has any of those associated symptoms like sweating or shortness of breath, that's a call 911. Come and see us in the emergency room.
And again, we'll wrap this up with where we started. Heart disease is the #1 killer among adult women. We'd like it to be number 107 on the chart, so we don't have to go see Dr. Weber. I hope you're really bored for the next month, but I have a feeling you won't be. Thanks for coming by and seeing me.
Absolutely.
Can I keep the pins?
You sure can.
I will wear them with pride.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
All right, my pleasure. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Are you looking at buying your first home or additional homes, perhaps an investment property or refinancing? Let the local Caliber home loan experts help guide you every step of the way with 2 convenient locations to serve you in Wenatchee and Chelan. Give us a call today.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life Channel.
GMC Sierra with hands-free driving offers the most advanced and luxurious pickup in its class. Yeah, it rocks.
Let's face it, selling your good used vehicle can be a hassle, if nothing else. Consign your vehicle here at Global Elite Motors. When you do, you'll get the best possible price because of our proprietary selling system. We offer the ability to finance, add warranties, take trade-ins, and much, much more. Each consignment vehicle we represent is thoroughly inspected and marketed to attract qualified buyers. Let us help sell your quality vehicle. Buying a vehicle? Consigning a vehicle? Stop by Global Elite Motors on Wenatchee Avenue at Global Car Care.
By golly, it's that big yellow thing at the center of the universe. I haven't seen it in so long, I forgot what we call it. The sun! Isn't this beautiful? Yeah, I'm digging this. Still some snow in the mountains. If you're driving into the mountain passes, they have a winter storm warning. They're getting dumped pretty good. But here in the Wenatchee Valley, beautiful day. Let's go ahead and take a look at that forecast one more time. Bountiful sunshine for pretty much everybody. A little windy at times, nothing we can't handle. 38 degrees. It's been a long time since we had sunshine, and 38 degrees, which is just about normal for the end of January. 22 for the overnight low. Now look how cold it's going to get on Tuesday night for the first day of February. That overnight low is going to be chilly. No blanket, no clouds to hold the heat in, so it's going to get chilly. That means we're only going to get to 24. We'll be well below freezing to top off Wednesday. But again, the trade-off is we finally get to see some sunshine. The inversion is gone. Thank you very much. 32 on Thursday. Yeah, I get credit for that. Few clouds on Friday, and then into the weekend we go. Saturday and Sunday, back to the sunshine and warmer temperatures. All things considered, not bad at all. But it's snowing hard in the Cascades. That's it for us. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.